Welcome into 2024 as the new year brings a whole nother year of thrilling sports, heartwarming moments, and records waiting to be broken. Hello and welcome back to Penn State Sports Night. I'm Bronwyn Liber, joined alongside Nico Rodriguez, here to bring you this week's sports update. Just last week, in the span of 24 hours, the football world was permanently changed. The end of the era began as it was announced that the Seattle Seahawks head coach, Pete Carroll, who stood as the oldest active head coach in the NFL, would not be returning to the sideline for a 15th season. Following that, just 3 hours later, Nick Saban announced his retirement from coaching. Saban was Alabama's head coach for 17 seasons and won 7 national championships, 6 of which were for the Crimson Tide. Nick Saban's coaching certainly put Alabama on the map of college football, but there are many questions as if his retirement will unthread all that work, as the team has already lost incoming players and those who entered the transfer portal post this decision. Finally, Bill Belichick, who is regarded as one of the greatest coaches of all time for his work with players such as Tom Brady for 18 seasons, announced he would be leaving the Patriots after 24 seasons with the team. It is not said if Belichick is completely done with the coaching world, though, as the Atlanta Falcons announced interest in the coach following by an interview, regardless of what the coach's next steps are. They each left a permanent mark on the collegiate and professional world of football.
This past weekend's Chiefs vs. Dolphins AFC wildcard game set a crazy record. The game was held only on Peacock and was available to purchase. Fans had to pay $6 to watch the Kansas City Chiefs defeat the Miami Dolphins 26-7. It was well worth it, as fans were a part of history. The game was the most live-streamed U.S. event ever. The contest averaged 23 million viewers, while totaling 27.6 million views and peaking at 24.6 million viewers in the second quarter. 24.6 million people got to see a 53-yard Tyreek Hill touchdown, as well as the Chiefs taking a 16-7 lead over the Dolphins. That wasn't the only record-setting game on NBC's network. The Texans and Browns game was the most-watched Saturday wildcard game on NBC since 2014, with an average of 29 million viewers. It wasn't just a monumental day for NBC. It was the highest day ever for internet usage in the country. It was the first-ever streaming service platform-exclusive playoff game, and it will certainly not be the last, as it was a day to remember for sports media.
5 months. That's how long Kevin De Bruyne was out post-surgery after suffering a hamstring injury. Having not played for the defending Premier League champions Manchester City since August, De Bruyne made his return to the Premier League in the 69th minute with his team down 2-1 to Newcastle United. Just 5 minutes later, the 74th minute, Marc De Bruyne flipped the tone, placing a pinpoint finish into the side netting, out of reach of Newcastle's goalkeeper. In the dying minutes of the match, De Bruyne notched a beautiful assist to game-winning goal, giving Manchester City the 3-2 victory. But more importantly, for City, it was a psychological boost of having arguably the best midfielder in soccer back as the Sky Blues look to defend their Premier League title.
It has been 5 years, 1 month, and 7 days since the last UFC event was held in Toronto, Canada. UFC 297 has arrived and will finally be back in the Great White North this Saturday. It is only the 7th ever UFC event to take place in Toronto. The last UFC event held in Toronto was UFC 231, where Max Holloway beat Brian Ortega by doctor stoppage to win the featherweight title fight. UFC 297 will be held in the Scotiabank Arena and will feature 2 title fights. Current middleweight champion Sean Strickland will look to hold on to his belt versus number 2 ranked Dricus Duplessis. Strickland has won his last 4 fights and recently took the belt from Israel Adesanya. Duplessis has won his last 6 fights and has worked his way up the division for a chance at the belt. UFC 297 will also feature a women's title fight. Number 2 ranked women's bantamweight Rocky Pennington will be facing number 3 ranked Mayra Bueno Silva. Pennington has won her last 5 fights, while Silva has won her last 4. Nobody currently holds the women's bantamweight belt, and both fighters will be fighting in their first title fights. The main card will also feature 3 other ranked fights in the build-up to the highly anticipated UFC 300 in April. So, Bronwyn, what are you most looking forward to in the sports world this week?
I mean, obviously, being in the month of January, starting off the new year, got to be excited for NFL playoffs, Super Bowl coming up. Even if your team's eliminated and didn't even make the playoffs, you got to be excited to watch that. And then so many sports is still in mid-season. You have hockey going on. That's obviously a big thing coming up. And you have lots of seasons who are looking to do trades and looking to start back up in the summer, maybe such as baseball. So I'd have to say I'm most excited for the Super Bowl, of course, but there's a lot of things upcoming.
Yep, there's a lot of exciting stuff going on right now, but I am looking forward to Texans-Ravens this weekend. But that is all the time we have for this edition of Penn State Sports Night's Sports Update. For Bronwyn Liber, I'm Nico Rodriguez. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
For more content like this, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, give us a like, and follow our socials down below.
And as always, we are
Penn State Sports Night.